Well, enjoy this one.
Sweet.
Thank you very much. Hey, let's see what goes down here as we get to game 1 of Edge versus BetBoom. And yeah, some funky picks from both sides, I'll say. You know, ending up with the SF on BetBoom, the first time we're going to see at this tournament. And just yet on Edge's side of things, getting some more Slark gameplay. I think we all kind of still have big question marks when it comes down to this hero in this position. Obvious reasons why it can do something from this role, but it does seem to be one of those heroes in this position that can look pretty underwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, agreed. I think there's a lot of games where some of these absolute, like, the teams that are like the best in the patch currently, they're just very good at playing the map, and that's why this Slark becomes so good. For some of these lesser teams that are still figuring this out, I feel like it can just kind of become a do-nothing hero in a lot of situations, unless you're ahead. If you're ahead, you can do a lot. If you're behind, that's where the question's going to be of what do you actually do. And he is playing versus, like they said, a lot of spells that go through all of his, like, all the Shadow
he
Dance.
dies through the Shadow Dance. That's not going to save him.
And the Dark Pact.
Unlikely to save his teammates.
How are you going to Dark Pact spells off, dude? You're versus X. You're versus literally one of the hardest counters in the game versus you two, so don't want to just talk about the Slark, but
It's
overall...
tough. And just the lane setup, right? The Slark and Brood duo, that ain't nobody scared of that lane.
Yeah. And like the thing about the Clinks, getting on top of him is how you kill him, right? But with this engulfing step, it changes things so much. Because he's out on top of you, and then he dips. So I feel like they did set them. I think the reason why they got the SF is because they saw this matchup, and then they're like, our two side lanes are probably one of the strongest in the game at the moment with what we can set up. Muerta Kunkka is unreal to be able to pressure, and then, yeah, similar for top. So Edge, they're going to have to cause chaos.
It's going to be a tough one.
We'll see how they can actually do it all with this triple melee core versus SF Kunkka.
Because, yeah, just kind of drawing in on the mid lane, right? This should be really rough for the Slark, right?
It should.
It doesn't matter.
Impossible, pretty much.
There's some melee heroes that can maybe play around the raise spam, but Slark, especially on the early levels.
He got the range deny. He actually just walks up and gets it, though, so.
Oh, that shouldn't happen.
He gets 2 denies.
It's early morning. You know, GPK's just waking up.
After level 1, you can handle, right? Level, I mean, not really if he doesn't raise this properly and kind of like synergizes with him. But anyway, once you get level 3, it definitely becomes quite devastating. But PP, first wave, looking decent.
No, there we go. Wow. Oh, first blood here coming in for Pyke. Off the back of that one. Able to run him down. Save, getting caught out.
They just full out chased him. Miro was just last hitting in the lane. Didn't actually assist him at all. Nice play with the double boars coming in with Yodomi. Surprising to see that happen level 1. Hey, PP's still doing great. I'm gonna keep looking at. I'm gonna keep watching this one for the first 2 levels. I think 3 is when GPK completely takes over. I think, at least.
I mean, he should. If you're not winning that lane after a few levels in as the SF, I think you've not got as much as you hoped for when you picked into the matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. PP already has bottle, so the sustain will be there a bit there. Top, we see Michael. He does get the wave cut, so he will be able to drag. That's a nice thing that he was able to do with the Windlace versus Katomi having tag team. No ice shards for him. And let's see, yeah, in particular, how much they're going to get top. I think, yeah, mid, we're seeing already he's doing quite well. Pretty impressive stuff. But top is really going to be the big question, is what is Vitaly going to get? And we saw him sacked pretty hard yesterday, too, right? When it was the Sand King.
Yeah, he was the one with the 2 CS at 4 minutes in.
He did have 2 last hits at 4 minutes in. We're getting about to the same thing. He has 1 right now at 2 minutes 15. He's going to go try to grab this way, but they have level 2 on Katomi.
Yeah, they can fight him.
They could potentially just kill him. See if he can get himself away with the evasion. Katomi saving skill point.
Yeah, they're going to have him.
They got him.
Shard traps him. Tali goes down. Kill for Pure. And indeed, that 1 CS life's going to continue.
So is Michael the 3 position now?
Maybe. I mean, you look at the last.
Getting the XP.
And, doesn't feel great having your offlaner with a 1 last hit. Coming into 3 minutes.
Wants the courier. Can't get it. Drag the wave. He's trying to, but Katomi is really messing with him. As bottom is going very well for them. That's the one thing that we're seeing for Edge. I mean, mid 2 is still going pretty well. The denies are starting to add up. GPK is starting to get that bullying with the stacks of the raises. But bottom's going quite well here for Pyke so far. Levels are starting to build up, though. Level 3 is now on Miro, so it does feel like it's going to get quite a lot harder because those boars will get constantly poked by the Tidebringer. But Vitaly will get... He'll get a creep wave.
He'll get some CS here. Yeah.
He will have... I mean, it's still 2 CS at like the 4 minutes. Oh, unlucky for him.
Yeah, that is kind of wild that it's happened to the same offlane duo in 2 games.
I mean,
you just don't see this low CS 3-4 minutes in.
They set him up for this, though. You know, they really did. So absolute free farm Clinks. And as they were mentioning on the panel, this is definitely one of those heroes that you can itemize for an Orchid early on if you want to go down that route, so you can have that extra kill threat onto something like Brewmaster. If he feels like he needs it, because they do have a lot of control without it. With the Muerta, with the Tusk, and the Kunkka. Might just be able to go normal build. We shall see. Michael. Stepping up toward the mid lane. Can't really threaten GPK. PP is getting it kept way too low at the moment. 16-3 though, honestly, that's not that bad. Sure, it's 19-11,
yeah.
but that's not that bad. I expect it to be quite a bit worse.
No, absolutely, yeah. I thought he was going to have a tougher time against the SF, but PP's chilling.
Yeah.
He's going to be happy with what he's getting out of this matchup. That's up.
Pure.
I'm going to try and make a go for him. Michael did use the pounce aggressively there, so BetBoom can turn, take him out.
They're bringing another hero, but Pure's still pretty healthy.
And Vitali starting to fall low himself. Shards are up once again. Pure can keep a safe distance, or maybe he can't. The cookie from Yodomi closes the gap on Pure.
Oh, the branch.
Pure.
Oh,
the snowball. It's going to buy him a bit of time, but he's so low.
They should have him.
But Pure will get taken out here. Yodomi coming in clutch there, turning up to the top lane and making sure that Edge finds something from this and take out the carry.
Good rotation, because Pyke's doing pretty well still down here. Like, he's getting the last hits. His boards are getting cleaned up, so the Kunkka's free farming, but it's a good rotation. It's a really nice move, heads up play, to at least punish the move that happens. Still struggles, though. We're seeing PP he's getting pushed back to base. Now we're seeing that clear separation between him and the SF. About 400 gold difference between them.
Vitali starting to get a little bit of farm himself top.
Trying to show up in mid lane with Yodomi. Maybe they set up with this with both supports to try to get a kill around the power rune. It is level 6 on GPK though, so they have to do it cleanly. And he's got backup. Save is walking toward the mid lane also. Same thing with Katomi. Michael trading with Katomi here with Vitali. Dodges the clap.
He's going to go pretty deep, though, with the snowball.
He's got backup coming in.
Pure here to help.
Michael.
Shards are going to catch on to the two, and then Michael's going down.
And they find Yodomi in the mid to GPK to set up with save.
And Vitali not able to finish off Kataomi.
This game, it feels like it's going to be pretty rough for them. I feel like it's going to accelerate really fast unless they can slow down some of the momentum from GPK or from Pure. As you said, Pyke is getting the farm, but just big concerns with the Slardar and the Brewmaster and this lineup versus just all this melee versus Kunkka and Shadow Fiend once the team fights will start to kick off after laning phase. And Brew, once the Brew gets 6, the worry for me really is too is that they can kill his Brewling.
I think so, right?
They absolutely can kill them.
That's not an easy one to play with a split.
And they're looking to contest this Wisdom too, bringing over Save and GPK. Off the mark with that dead shot. Michael?
Oh, Michael!
Michael!
They did not respect the race!
What the?
Whoa! You don't want to walk into an SF like that. My goodness.
GPK,
now GPK
gets stunned.
Crush is there. Snowball's going to buy him a bit of time. Can he get the Requiem off after it? He certainly can.
Does die.
He will do indeed, but able to bring down Vitali.
PP standing his ground.
He can get more.
PP's going to get some cleanup kills here.
They'll get the connection on towards Kataomi, and indeed they do. They punish BetBoom.
Do they get a secondary one? Nope. So both shrines will be claimed. PP at least gets a cleanup kill. Was able to close the gap onto GPK. If they don't get that initial stun there, they probably won't get any of the kills, but they do get that at the least. But it is a 2K lead off of these moves, and you're seeing Edge. They're having to make these rotations. They're having to try to like salvage these lanes that have gone quite disastrously. Beastmaster's farm is pretty decent, as we said, but yeah, it's these other two cores that are quite concerning now at the moment, and playing the Slark from behind, something we'll have to keep talking about. He's level 3.
Oh, Michael. Uh-oh. They have gone up to the high ground for this. Cookie and Honor, the two of them, might be able to punish this one. Michael finally falls.
Yodomi as well, and mid lane.
They just didn't have the damage to punish them. I mean, they're rolling up into the high ground. They had the numbers, Edge, but they couldn't do anything about it.
Oh, this really does. The more I look at it, it just feels like such an outdraft of how to play. Like, I don't know, Pyke's got so much work he's got to do as this Beastmaster, and they have good heroes first. They really do. They have Save that comes out from the Tusk to be able to prevent that roar and damage. And yeah, this early start, it's
tough.
It's terrifying.
Vitaly's got big dreams. He's got the Radiance queued up.
I mean, those are very big dreams. As he's not really one of the best, I mean, not very good at jungle farming by any means, and now showing up to lanes is very difficult for him. Like some of these other heroes that get sacked, you know, the Sanking in particular we see, they catch up super fast. This hero does not. We saw even the Spirit do Underlord as one of those other options too, and that also catches up fast, but Brewmaster, definitely not the case. PP looking to make some rotations toward bottom, looking to play around their strongest hero, but they're getting gone on first.
That's a dead snap.
They've got Pyke here.
Nah, he wants to get out. Surely doesn't want to try and get involved in this. I mean, maybe with the TPs.
They're coming in with
they've got the split. The set of it. Oh, nice shards there from Katsuomi. Pushes him down to the low ground. Beautiful angle there on that. Must be able to find something here. Coming in with a chase down. Snowball's going to buy a bit of time. It's getting a bit awkward now for Edge. They're going to start backing away. PP caught in the torrent. He's gone. The X marks Honda Vitaly as he's dragged back into the boat.
They have nothing. They have no damage and no chase.
Yeah.
With the
I think they're probably realizing that themselves when they went for that play. They're like, well, what do we do here?
The split was nice. They could have gotten Katomi, but with his, the shards that he was able to do were great. And then they overchase, chasing onto high ground, into the Kunkka, into the SF. Yeah, I don't know.
That's a difficult.
I just keep looking. I'm looking at Slark, and he's level 3. It's 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
He doesn't really contribute too much.
I mean, on the plus side, when we see these Slarks struggle in the support position, it feels good for when you go and try this yourself in your pub games, because you're like, hey, I'm feeding like a pro. You look just like the pros when you play it in your pubs. Yeah. It's just as unimpactful.
And let's see this one again. I mean, those shards, they were quite beautiful there from Katomi. I can't believe it pushed him down.
Yeah, we'll see it again.
Yeah, pretty much perfect.
Pushes him and traps PP.
Yeah.
It's the double combo there, really, from Katsuomi with those shards.
They have the ward, too, there. That's in a pretty... I actually have never seen that ward. But it sees everything, so they just have full info of how they're walking into. Easy pickings for BetBoom in these first 10 minutes. And an interesting deviation of a build. GPK goes Atos. So he doesn't want the Slardar to get on top of him.
I don't mind it, yeah.
Gives him HP.
Get that Gleipnir eventually. The big AoE on the raises.
I mean, I'm so down to see it.
Get those fat raises.
Oh, PP. GPK used the Atos already. Save. We'll bail him out.
Yeah, dude, if you increase the AoE of raises, I guess that means 2 of them... Wait, if there's a stationary target, will all 3 land on someone that's... No.
You already can.
They'll be big...
You can't even without it.
They're big enough.
If you're in the middle, you can hit all 3 raises.
Oh, so then it's super easy with the Gleipnir.
I mean, if he even goes in.
If he goes
I would love if he does. But he's queuing Blink. He's being sensible, at least for now.
He'll get the Gleipnir after.
PP. Can he be saved? There's no cookie. He cannot.
Nah, it's a tough one.
It really is. They have level 6 now on the Sapphire, so they have at least some damage that can come in, but everyone else is just so weak.
Yeah.
Even like Beast, as we said, his farm is decent, but the other 2 cores just have nothing.
I mean, I feel like you're definitely seeing why this was a game where BetBoom at the end are like, yeah, we'll just play some SF.
That's why I was like, when Sheep said, do you think it's confidence or cockiness? It really felt like it was confidence.
It's like, this game's over. We're just, what do you want to play? Oh, we'll try some SF out, see how it feels.
Definitely felt like that. It's Pure, another kill, 7,000 gold lead, 12 minutes.
Tough.
Yeah.
Tough one for Edge.
And recovery outlet just really isn't there. It's Pyke with his Aghanims, right? When he gets the time, but it's so delayed. And they have answers for it. And looking at the answer right now, GPK.
Here he comes.
On the prowl.
Oh, give him the old Requiem.
He's like, wait a minute, I didn't get the Lotus.
I did manage to move out the edge, but we'll still be dead.
Bonk. Katomi takes the last hit. Nicely done.
Honestly,
what?
He should have been cockier. Should have gone no raises, Deso Rush. If he wanted to really be a baller this game, GPK, but oh no, he has to play the hero properly.
Then he probably actually loses the mid lane. 8K lead. Yeah, it just feels like they have absolute free reign. So for Edge, I don't know. It's like maybe you maybe have to just try to use the Snap and the Brewmaster to smoke and look for at least a kill to try to break all the momentum that's going on, but it's tough to say. It's tough to say where they can really even go. Still level 4 Slark. He hasn't... Is he not dewarding this ward here? Okay, he'll find it. Another sneaky ward, actually. They'll get their shrine. Well, they're trying to set up for their shrine.
There's
but
still
look
time for
at
BetBoom to get over it, yeah.
They've got a blink on Katomi as well already, so very early.
They can push them off this. They make the move in time.
I don't think they can fight this at all. Yadomi. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
Now, TPing over. And I don't think they want to get in on this. Vitali and Pyke are here. PP might be in trouble. Snowball connects. PP will be able to slither away. But they won't be able to, of course, push BetBoom off from taking that Shrine of Wisdom.
And they brought all their heroes.
And the Xbox on the
they're
Pyke.
actually going in on Pyke.
He gets caught by the combo. Pyke's gone.
Under the tier 2 with his allies around, just watching.
Ooh.
They can't do anything to help.
This is definitely one of those games where you got to ask yourself how much more are they going to want to play, folks.
They could GG out pretty soon, it feels. Vitali, he's going to go for the split. They're going to look for GPK.
Okay.
Do they have the control?
This might be it. Unless they can get something big. Can they kill the SF? GPK. It's into the snowball. It's going to be perfectly fine.
He's perfectly fine.
PP's dead.
Oh, and they could call it. They really could call it after this.
I think that there's a high chance. It's not a pretty one. Not a pretty one here, boys and girls.
420 is the scoreline. Appropriate. Michael gets tipped, having no game whatsoever as GPK goes for a solo kill.
Making some blink ATOS plays here.
And he's got him. Probably one of the bigger outdrafts that we'll see in this tournament.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Deso's online. 15 minutes in here.
Yep. Now they have Deso, they have the presence, they have tons of physical damage to be able to bring down the Brewmaster ult even through it, which they were able to anyway beforehand. Level 12 GPK, amp damage. Ben Pyke still doesn't even have his Aghanims. How's PP's blink? Halfway there.
Guys, they just don't really have any sort of like wombo combo they can line up to just throw down on someone and hope that they die.
No, and they don't have these good supports that have this good like spells to really cast. They have the snap, which the ult can do decent even if you're behind with damage, but like we said, Slark when you're behind does nothing, and he's still not 6. It's almost 16 minutes and he's level 5.
He might be dead. Katomi.
Just be.
Time to get some Deso stacks here for Pure. It's tough. I mean, this is one of those games where maybe just, Michael, you might not want to play Slark support again after this one. I don't want to play this.
I mean, they put it in...
It just can't be fun. It doesn't seem like a fun era to play as support.
No. Soxa likes to play it. Nightclass likes to play it.
But maybe
these guys, with the whole team, they play the map with it.
Yeah, but this is the thing. See, these guys, they're smart. Saxa 9+, they could play anything support, and it'll probably look good.
And
they just bait other teams into picking these heroes. Well, they're secretly laughing at each other. These guys picking Slark support. We got them good, boys. Aghanim's online, so Pyke, he's got his item.
There's just the saves. There's the snowball. They have the tank. I mean, they just have so much. A 2,000 HP Shadow Fiend as well. Looking to make another aggressive move. Vitali. Can they bail him out? Maybe him, but Yadomi might be in trouble. Let's see which one Katomi wants.
Oh, they got him.
The big one.
They got him.
Oh, he split. They can just kill it. Oh, he'll actually get the tornado, and Pure got stuck.
Oh, he should be able to run.
He'll be able to run. Okay.
He lives.
He does. A split to run.
What are we getting next on GPK? It's going to go for the Ashikaya.
Why not? PP, how close to Blink? And that'll be their move, right? Okay, Blink, Unslardar, Aghanim's Beastmaster, Brewmaster without Radiance and without Split, but you're going to have to go. But you're playing it to pipe. You're playing it to all this. But it's probably their last hurrah attempt.
Well, let's have a look.
Let's have a look indeed.
I mean, they could go for Roche if they want it, BetBoom.
Yep.
They'll take it pretty quickly. They've got SF, they've got Klink's Deso.
World is Oyster, Pure. He'll get X'd, so we'll heal up. He'll be able to come right back into then. Yeah, looks like they are setting up for that Roshan. This ward. Spotting edge.
There we go.
There we go. But they know they're down there, so they easily can just commit for that Rosh. Don't think they're worried about them anyway, but with full information. It looks like he should be actually able to finish up that Radiance. It's going to be pretty close. So they'll have Blink Slardar, they'll have Radiance Brew, they'll have the Axe Beast. So they'll have their items, but yeah, they're all just so delayed, and BetBoom are so rich. All 3 cores, 10k net worth, pre-20 minutes.
They were looking to try and set up on the bottom, but Miro was he just X-marked, CP'd over, and brought himself back. So there's not going to be anyone down there for them to catch on edge.
Feels like BetBoom can just set up for these pushes. If they see someone out of position, they can just jump and kill them. Domi, we'll try to stall it out. Pure, just gonna hit the tower. I mean, they truly are very set up for bottom, hoping that somebody comes in.
Yeah, they really want someone to come down and try and hold to the tier 1, but as it is, BetBoom, they're sticking together on this mid push.
They're just gonna force it. Clip was used, Pipe. They're bringing heroes down, but it's multiple. Pike.
Look at the jump on him.
He's going down.
He's calling the shots. I mean, PP and Michael are watching from the side. PP's gonna try and jump in and help out, but I don't know if there's any sort of help he can offer to turn this around. They've got to run.
Did he bail him out of it at least? I think he may have saved Pike.
He's not going to be able to TP out. Atos is up. PP's gone.
He sacrificed himself to get the Beastmaster out.
All right. It's something.
Yeah, it's something. It's a sacrificial.
No, BetBoom. They can bring around the bottom way. Get that last tier 2.
Smooth sailing. Almost a Gleipnir on save as well. I mean, Pure doesn't even care to go for the shard. Doesn't even need the barrage this game. He's like, whatever. I don't have to deal with any of these heroes. I don't care. I can just go normal build for now. It is pretty valuable shard, of course, to get, but does want the Pike to be able to distance himself just in case of things. All right, that's their triple item timing, so. Can they fight?
Can they hold the high ground?
PP. Blink away. Raxus, again being threatened. GPK actually took the Shadow Raise damage anyway instead of Presence or affects buildings when they're literally ending the game. That's a bit funny. Obviously he's doing Spellcaster build, but they're literally ending the game.
Yeah, that extra bit of a buff with the passive buff would speed things up. But, you know, he's in no rush.
Nah.
He wants to get some more kills.
Yeah, he's having a good time. If that raise lands, he probably kills him because of that extra damage. But
he wants to enjoy this. There's probably not going to be situations where they get to pick SF again.
That's true. You know, he has to.
He's like, you know what? We're probably not going to play this area, even though obviously he's crushing with it, but he's crushing with it because the game's easy. I mean, maybe we see it again. Probably not.
If it can get like last pick versus something like these Embers at times too, we could, because it used to be a
guess if they're feeling cocky and they feel the game's easy and they know they're guaranteed a melee matchup in the mid,
the jump.
Up. Here we go, in with the Requiem, onto the boat for them. That's Vitaly and PP gone. Pike will drop a Roar, but he has to run. Snowball to chase him down. Pike, he'll get depth shrouded, so a bit of a chance to punch back, but is he going to get pushed out of it by the fear from the Muerta?
GG.
As they'll tap out. GG is called. A little bit of a disappointing game 1.
Yeah, I mean, all 3 lanes, right? Looked like BetBoom won all 3 lanes. They won the draft, and yeah.
Game 2 time to get into the action here between BetBoom and Edge. And yeah, I got to agree, right, Fog? This is looking so much better. And if anything, maybe even better than what BetBoom's turned up to this game 2 with. It's a solid draft from Edge here.
I mean, look at the damage that BetBoom has. What is it? It's pretty much all physical, and there's a Timbersaw last pick, so it definitely dream scenario that PP's been set up for. Sure, Lion will have some burst, but it's pretty underwhelming unless you start to get those big early kills. So we'll see how BetBoom's going to be attempting to weather this, because it does seem like PP's going to be a big issue. Bottom lane, I think, is going to be pretty good for BetBoom, though. The IO plus the Slardar versus the Sand King. We've seen these Sand Kings struggle a lot in the laning phase, so probably looking to thrive off of that lane. But yeah, this mid, it's going to be quite problematic. Let's see how GPK handles it. Let's see if they maybe do early rotations. You know, you leave your Bristle back alone for a moment. You bring the Lion toward the mid lane to try to punish the Timber early, but we'll have to see.
Because is this going to be another 2 CS at 4 minutes for Vitaly? Or is he going to have a better time? Or could it could still be slow?
I think it could still be slow. I don't think it'll be 2 CS. I think it'll be slow, but not as bad as we've seen him have. I'm you know, we'll see. But I want to say that. But. All right, let's see how it goes. I'm gonna be watching the mid lane mostly. I know the first few levels, GPK, you can get your own farm, of course, on the Kunkka, because you're just able to get the splash and get something. But PP can threaten kills. If you get the double whirling death debuff onto him when you're level 3, you can pose some threat onto GPK.
And of course, well, on these other lanes as well. I mean, yeah, just the individual picks as well, right? When you look at what Edge have, they've just got good heroes.
They have good heroes. It's
just good heroes.
Yep, it's Muerto, it's ET. These heroes have been very good right now as the two supports in this meta. And yeah, Sanking overall, sure, he gets sacrificed, but in most of these games, he ends up having an impact anyway. And they're going to be able to get the wave drag. So as we said, you know, Vitaly, he'll still struggle, but he should be able to get something more out of this lane than the last times that we did see him.
And are we going to see sort of, you know, any variation with the build-up from Pure on this position 1 slider? What's sort of the item build from Carry?
I feel like you don't really have Deviate, right? Don't you just like
I used
Treads Echo and Harpoons and...
Sure, but you just don't get the blink and... Like, do you get the blink at all, or
I think
it's like your third, fourth item?
I think because he has Kunkka and Lion, he probably just doesn't go and he just goes for his own carry one.
Yeah.
Because he wants gap close, of course, versus the Nature's Prophet, but he just wants straight damage to be able to deal with this Timber Saw that's going to be a problem. So I'd imagine he just goes that style of build. GPK is getting some good harassment onto PP in these first 2 levels, getting some good connections with the cleave. But of course, we are seeing PP have that slight edge, 9-3 to the 8-1. And he actually can't really pose that kill threat. GPK is doing very well.
He's going down. This is going to be first blood.
That
gets caught in the Sprout, no way out for him.
Save unable to make the connection over. And Bike is staying very low HP, but Save felt like he couldn't walk over. And the good thing about the one good thing, of course, too, about the Kunkka versus the Timber in the mid lane is Timber goes for that bottle. Kunkka does not. So he can actually play just around the double bracers to get that extra CS. He's doing quite well in this matchup.
And managing to keep PP low as well.
Yeah, just keeps getting those cleave connections onto him. It's actually Miro who's the one who's struggling the most at this moment, not Vitaly. Vitaly's been able to get that wave drag that we talked about. Yeah, Miro is really struggling up here. Save, unable to really handle the Treant plus the ET. It's a problem for them. Lion overall just does not deal with this annoying Greater Treant with an ET just walking at him. So Miro is having a very slow one, but it's a bristle, so they'll get the stacks going as well. So there always will be that catch-up mechanic for both of these offlaners if they do struggle.
Yeah, has of course got the quelling now, so won't die to any Sprout plays again anytime soon.
Level 3 is now hit for Miro, so he's quite a bit stronger if they do want to look for an aggressive play. Sprout connects on both. Can't follow up with it. Yeah, GPK is pretty much matching the farm in the mid lane too, so that matchup is a good choice for him to have there.
Yeah, definitely going much better than you would imagine if they did indeed end up just keeping the Slardar mid.
Exactly, and the nice other thing about Kunkka too is, of course, when you get 6, it's a lot of magical burst too. So they could absolutely look to rotate onto PP with a +1 if he keeps him low, if he continues to get these Tidebringer hits onto him. Because PP is staying like 500 HP in pretty much every situation right now. Miro does have a salve, but continues to be brought low. Yodomi is 3 now, so level 2 on that Astral Spirit save. He's constantly has to use the stun to distance himself. Free farm on the Nature's Prophet.
I mean, we'll see. Is this going to be a game? Do you imagine we're going to get some early rotations? You know, GPK once he hits the 6, is he going to look for a kill on the side lanes?
I think if he keeps PP
can kill mid.
I think you might actually be able to kill the mid if you bring the Lion over with the magic burst. It's a possibility. He could also just make the move top. It's probably the easier kill to just go for the Nature's Prophet, but usually they play around that 6-minute power rune. And GPK is honestly starting to win the lane in mid.
That's going very well for him.
Yep.
And of course for PP, you know, sure, he would have probably loved to being able to crush the Kunkka a little bit better in the mid lane, but even if he doesn't, he's still getting farm, and the Timber obviously has a lot of strengths outside of the lane as well this game, right?
Yeah, it's often...
It's not like one of those heroes that you picked and it had to dominate mid. If it doesn't, it's still going to be a very good hero this game.
Absolutely. I mean, it still is a ton of physical damage that BB has gone for. So yeah, Kunkka is very close to 6, and they're already starting to make the move toward mid. PP is 3/4 HP. GPK just keeps trying to connect that Tide Ringer onto him. They are set up around mid with those supports.
Top lane though, Miro on his own.
Again.
It's an easy kill for the two of them. Pyke and Yodomi take him out. And backup's going to come in now on the mid. So with Yodomi around.
Not 6 yet on PP. They lift the wave.
I don't know if the burst is going to be enough.
Not with him, not full HP.
And not with a perfect stomp there from Yodomi, catching on to the two of them with the sleep. That's just not a kill that they can really go for. They'll try and look for the power rune. It's going to be top. Yodomi's going to be able to secure that for Edge.
Nice rotations. If you have him kept at that half HP, you can try. But if he's full HP and you
it's not going to work.
Not gonna happen.
No, it's not going to happen.
We'll be able to survive. Pyke will actually get forced back to base since he doesn't have any assistance. Miro will finally get some space in that top lane. But yeah, he's really struggling. This Bristle back. Of course, we said we will be able to catch up, but the TP's coming in. Pyke's actually looking for the aggressive play on Miro.
And bottom, Pure's trying to dive in to look for the kill. Crush off the mark. Does get the kill eventually here with help. But now...
What a play from Pyke.
See if PP can punish this. With the burrow strike on a Katomi. He's got the tether up to the high ground, though. He'll get away. So Pure and Katomi, they get away with that dive.
Looks like he was going to go down there to Chakrams, but nice tether. Will be able to distance himself. But Pyke, he just TP's back to base, comes back and just kills Miro. Miro was still like 10% HP.
He's having a tough one, Miro.
He really is. By far the hardest one in
7 minutes.
And save. He needs some help.
Pure. He wants to try and contest this Shrine of Wisdom. We'll see who wins this out. It's a lot of damage. Michael will get the calling out, but he's gone, and Pure will be able to secure the Shrine for himself. As the Nature's Wrath does come crashing through, takes down Katomi.
They got both. Even though they do end up losing the IO there, they're going to be able to claim both of those Shrines. They don't finish off Yodomi, but yeah. Great aggressive play coming out from the side of BetBoom. GPK starting to have a pretty clear separation between him and PP from that last move. 500 gold ahead now.
Yeah, needed at least the IO kill from that rotation down bottom, but yeah, didn't quite get it.
Did not. GPK, does he just go standard? I imagine so, right? Just go Blade Mail. Maybe even that Radiance build that we saw Nothing to Say do from the game before could be a possibility.
Yeah, I think so, right? It seems like a pretty good Blade Mail game.
Yeah, Blade Mail for sure versus like the Sanking and everything. It's every game with Kunkka should probably just go Blade Mail, but yeah. Radiance probably the choice afterwards if he wants to go down that route.
That's probably one of the downsides of BetBoom's draft. You wouldn't consider any of those heroes being a good one to pick up a Mage Slayer, really. Because it would be a nice game for it, right? But they just don't really have anyone that can buy it.
No, they can't. You don't have any multi-hitting target hero. Just not really worth it. And we do see something interesting, though, Owen. Did you click on Pure?
No, what's he got? Midas? I was going to ask this earlier. This is one of those heroes that Midas does feel like one of those unfortunate necessities, because you're not going to be able to farm easy with a Slardar, right? You got to have something. You're not buying a Maelstrom. You're not buying a Battle Fury. What are you buying if you're not buying one of those two as a carry? It is the Midas.
I guess so. It does make it that your timings with the IO in particular are a little bit weaker, because you usually want to use the IO to bring the Slardar in early to thrive off of that. But if you want to just play for the farm route, sure.
Because someone's got to farm, someone's got to scale. The Bristle is not having a good time. He knows that he's got to take it on his own shoulders here.
I mean, he probably also, like, looking at their draft, they do have a pretty good, like, 2.5 scale, like, Tricore in comparison. You're playing versus a Nature's Prophet that's going to scale super hard, of course, but the Nature's start to fall off.
Sure, but the Nature's Prophet does scale so hard.
He does.
I don't know if you want
to
look at it. I think it's just because, like, the Bristle's having a... It kind of gives it... He just needs it. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think this is... I'm okay. I hate Midas, but I think I'm kind of okay with it on this. Kind of. I don't... I mean, just because the IO, I like it a little less, because I feel like you can just relocate him in, and if he has, like, an Echo...
Well, actually get kills.
Great, but if he has a Midas, not really. But either way, whatever. They're trying to make it work. Michael.
He's got the setup. Be an easy one here.
Where is his Midas?
It's on the way.
I was like, it's taking forever.
It's coming now. It's on the courier, right? The recipe.
Yeah, it's coming right now. There we go. And that's how it will fall. Vitaly's still not having that blink. He's got the phase boots. Still quite a ways away. 1500 till he does have it. PP. 800 HP, GPK. Not going to throw the combo.
Just, yeah. I mean, at what point will they be able to kill this Timber Saw? Is it a certain sort of item pickup? Is there going to be sort of a spike in their lineup's potential? They're going to try it.
Pure can kill him pretty easily, actually.
Okay, Andy, walking up like this, PP will get found.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
I was going to say.
If he walks in underneath the Slardar at this point, he will die quite easily.
If he doesn't have the stacks, the Corrosive's really strong. They're under tier 2.
Yeah, pretty deep. Good stun here for Save to hold back the two of them.
Big heals from Katomi.
Pyke will be able to pick off Save.
Ooh. Off the mark with that dead shot, GPK. Looks like he should be able to distance himself. Yeah, I think they're still going to have ways to kill him. They're going to have Finger up soon, too, plus Boat. They do have overwhelming physical damage if he doesn't have those stacks up. He's starting to slow. I mean, he's starting to get hurt a lot. 3,800 net worth to the 5K of the Kunkka. That death really slows him down.
And what's he going to go for? Going to go for the ATOS first.
Okay, I mean, we'll give him some extra HP, of course. And some ways to maybe just distance himself versus the Slardar, but...
I mean, I imagine it's going to be a game where he's going to need to get some sort of self-dispel, right? Like the Yule. It's a pretty good Jules game for him. Would you not want to buy that as the mid?
I mean, Yules or Lotus definitely could be valuable if he wants to go down that route. But ideally, he wants to get that Aghanims, of course, because it's the end-all, be-all item. But
sure,
he's been slowed down a lot, Owen. That is not what you want to see if you're an Edge fan right now.
Especially when you did have this matchup where you run this back in other situations, Timber could crush a Kunkka, or at least do better than what happened here,
do
right?
better, I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah, at least not be 1,500 gold behind the Kunkka, or just under that, 11 minutes in.
Because sure, Kunkka's gotten some like buffs and changes, but I think I've still seen Malrine have a pretty good advantage over
I think
these Kunkkas.
Absolutely, he's had some crazy games on the Timber mid against these melees, and definitely against Kunkkas in the past.
Finger was used, save, able to get a quick kill. Looking to swing toward the mid lane. Blade Mail's already finished from GPK. Blade Mail also being queued up on Miro. And multiple Blade Mails. Another way to kill Timber Saw too.
Just run in with the Blade Mails.
Run in with Blade Mails into the epicenter plus the Timber spell. Sure.
Yeah, I like it.
Why not? If they do want to go down that route. It's kind of all any on the Bristle. I don't know if he is going to full commit for it, but we'll see. And we do see Pure, he's going to go standard afterwards. Now he is going to go that Echo route, probably Harpoon or BKB, depending on how he feels, what he needs.
I think definitely seeing early signs of, two lineups where, for Edge, I don't think you would have been wrong to expect a little bit more from them in this opening.
Yeah.
Being 1K gold behind already.
It's not a good sign with the last pick when it looked like a dream Timber pick.
Yeah, and it looked like a great lineup, great draft.
So far, things just not connecting too much for them. Pyke, he's having a good time, as we said. 5-0. He's literally all of the kills on the team. But a Timber being slowed down in the early game, they got to start getting him enabled a little bit. And they're going to smoke. They're going to look with Michael and Yodomi to get a kill here for PP.
Okay.
It is going into a Slardar IO who's about to have the mech. He is 6 gold away on Katomi. So this can be a bit of a risky one, but this is kind of how you want to set up plays, right? You want to hunt the IO, usually. Otherwise, you get outnumbered. Do they have the damage, though?
They find him.
The sentry's already down.
Kunkka's TPing over. They're preparing for this here. GPK.
They're reading the moves. PP.
They're going to get the X-Mark set up. Want to get the catch on a PP here with a boat. Pure's going to get on top of Yodomi. They'll come in crashing with a Burrow Strike and the Epicenter. Vitali bringing Katomi down low. They'll kill off the IO. They'll trap Pure in the trees.
They got him.
Vitali gets the double.
GPK,
they're going to see if they can continue to find anything in return, and they will. GPK gets the triple as he ends Vitali's life. Now turns over towards Pyke. He gets the ultra kill.
All right, Pure, a little bit of a sacrifice, running in, tanking everything for his GPK, who comes in, gets the big cleanup. Look at the damage.
That's painful as well. Look how much money he's got, and obviously on the road to the Radiance. That's going to speed that Radiance up quite a bit, getting an ultra kill like that.
Oh, PP's game feels like it may be already over. 0-2 at this point with the Timber versus the
I think we expected so much more from him on the Timber.
We really did. Now here, he's just controlled completely, and yeah, they commit a lot of spells to be able to take out Pure, but they cannot protect PP. And yeah, Miro plus GPK, it's overwhelming physical damage.
It is, absolutely.
The goo, the corrosive, and then just the Tidebringer damage that GPK is throwing.
They're just getting right-click down.
Yeah. On paper, we said so many good things for this Timber Saw, but so far in the game, not looking like any of it was true.
Yeah, they're just getting outplayed by BetBoom here.
Truly. And Finger is online again. Blink's almost done. They're getting so much out of this map. And it's a quick, easy Tormentor for them as well. That's the Relic finished, essentially, for GPK.
Sharp for Katsuomi.
Oh my goodness. I mean, the Tidebringer Relic cleaves are going to be devastating.
It's just so fast. It's so fast. The farm here from GPK.
Yeah, they're so fragile at this point.
Save's nearly got his blink.
Hitomi.
They're looking for Pure. Maybe Pure and Katsuomi going to look for them. They've got the backup of Miro. So, yeah, Edge, they're not going to want to keep looking for him anymore.
Edge has 4 heroes standing up here, and they can't do anything. 2 connections. BetBoom looking for a play.
Uh-oh.
PP.
Here they come. Gonna go for the stun setup onto him. Trying to follow up. The Hex.
Stomp connects on 3.
The boat. We'll get in. They'll get the fear on towards Pure, so we'll stop him from getting on top of PP. We'll keep PP safe.
Vitaly doesn't want to go in. He was considering jumping in with the Epi, but not going to be able to go for that punish. They'll keep PP alive. They're going to smoke and look for a setup since boat's on cooldown. PP's half HP too. I feel like he can still just die if he runs in, even without boat having it up. He's got to be quite careful. And BetBoom, they're just going to full split. Nice ET stomp at least to save PP there. Yeah, it looks pure. He feels like he does want to get that BKB. As you saw, it is a lot of magic damage and control in the fight. So if he can just disassemble Echo, go BKB, then in that in that last fight, of course, it's a bit too early, but next time he'll have BKB to be able to stop most of that damage, and likely will survive as well. They'll have to 100 to 0 him before he can pop that BKB once he does have it, and that's not an easy task when you're playing with an IO. How close to GPK's Radiance? He's almost got it done, Owen.
Yes.
He actually does have it if he wants to sell the Bracer, because he probably wants to keep the Calling Blade anyway. So yeah, Radiance, it's done. 17 minutes. Phase Blade Mail Radiance, some of the faster timings I think we see.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff from him. Coming out of a matchup against a Timber in the mid.
Yep. Really good stuff.
Did not shake GPK at all.
Nope.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, now he can actually sell his Calling Blade, actually. He got the Iron Talon as his tier 2 neutral, so he keeps the Bracer, sells the Quelling, and now he's got a way to cut the tree. I was going to say, does he get the RNG on the neutral? And he did. Roche, no way they can contest this with their big Wombo combo team fight. Captain's too fast.
How do you fight into this?
Oh, I don't know, Owen.
He's just on the Slardar, Radiance, Blade Mail on the Kunkka.
Ike, he's under vision save. He's on top of him.
They're going to have him. They're bringing in the relocate. There's no saving him. They didn't even need the relocate. A Finger will finish the job.
Starting to get out of hand again very quickly.
It's tough. On the plus side for Edge, they should be able to last longer than they did in game 1.
Yeah, they need to last only 4 more minutes, right?
Yep. So they should get a longer game. But turning this one around, it's starting to look as tough as turning around game 1 would have been.
Yeah.
It's getting rough.
At this point, even though he was 5-0, these 2 deaths, and you can just see he's so fragile. There's no saving. They have stomps, right? They have good ways to like stop some of the potential that comes up, but they don't have any like escape back. They don't have relocate. No disruptions, nothing to just protect this Nature's Prophet if he gets jumped. He's just dead if he gets gone on, essentially, and they don't have the ET stomp kind of hitting 3 or 4 heroes. BetBoom with their approach. They sacked Miro for some time, but it's all worked. The other 2 cores are thriving. Same for those supports.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now, what do they do, Edge? They don't want to fight into this Aegis. They haven't really got any sort of major item pickup that close.
I mean, how close is Vitaly to Aghanims? I think he's pretty close, right? I think that's their next biggest pickup. He's about to have it done, so that's
something.
It's something. It's going to have to be a giant connection, but they are starting to get those BKBs very soon. Pure, he's got it done.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Kunkka also is going to go for his, and Miro is going to go pipe, so they're starting to have those solutions. You know, you're saying Mage Slayer potential if there's anything. Pipe essentially is a similar thing that they can do when they go for that on the Bristle.
Also,
PP.
The setup. Yep. Steps up. Do have the counterplay though, and that's going to be the Aegis gone. Bringing save down low, but the heals are coming in from Katsuomi. Doesn't matter, save still goes down.
GPK, or Pure, his BKB gets delivered, but he's stuck.
He's going to have to TP out, and he will get out of there.
Can they get Miro?
They can. They've got the Atos. They're able to put a stop to Miro's escape.
Big fight.
Not bad at all. They take the Aegis out of the hands of Pure. They kill off Save. They kill off Miro. They don't lose anything. Very nicely played there by Edge.
Great epi. He just got the Ags. Perfect timing for it to be delivered. He catches it on that back line. Both of the supports have to kind of try to bail each other out. So Pure is isolated. He didn't have the IO with him because the IO had to go try to save. And Pure's BKB got delivered after he already died the first time. If you had it in the initial go, perhaps they can try for something, but look at his inventory. You see the courier flying out, and he's just controlled during the entirety of it before that BKB arrives.
That's true. Yeah, if the BKB was there, maybe he would have wanted to use it on that first life, would have guaranteed the kill against the Muerta, and give them a better shot of maybe keeping the fight in their favor.
The fact that, yeah, you see Katomi, he has to kind of split to try to protect the line. It's Pure is just completely isolated, so a pretty blunder of a fight from BetBoom, but a beautiful one from Edge. At the exact moment they needed it too.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
See if Edge can keep this going.
Should find
Eyes on Save. Edge finding another.
Getting some momentum. Another
maybe even
TP
more.
coming forward.
Pike. And Michael is on top of Pure.
Nice fear.
I mean, Pure, he's just completely alone. He's gone.
Oh, they're starting to get huge kills. And the relocate, they might be able to get another one. They will. Triple kill for PP.
I mean, I guess that was a bit greedy from Katomi, because obviously at that point, he went for the relocate to get the Shrine of Wisdom, which left Pure on his own. He got the Shrine.
Yeah, I don't know if they expected them to get the follow-up chase, but yeah, they just get on.
No, for sure, because he was definitely relocating before he saw him, but it was like at the moment he was leaving, he was like, oh, my carry is about to get ganked. Well, at least I'm getting the Wisdom Shrine.
And you know what? Well, at least we actually get a game now, because this is starting to get out of control.
Yeah,
now things, they're completely
back on the table here for Edge.
Absolutely. Edge getting huge kills, completely caught back up in this game. PP, after having, he literally bought the Kai, I believe, just a couple moments ago, and now he's almost 3 components of his Aghanim.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Things getting reestablished quickly. GPK, his BKB is going to be done, so they are going to have that double BKB plus pipe timing anyway, but Edge has slowed down that momentum massively. Mostly at the backup of Vitali. The first time that we've seen him actually...
he's popping off on the Sand King.
Yeah, he's that difference maker this time. Most of the games he struggled. This one, 3-1 and 6. That Ag's timing couldn't have been better.
Can they keep it up?
How's Pike doing on his BKB? He's still a bit of time away from it. Ideally, he wants to get that before the next big clash.
And Save and Mirror on the hunt.
They have the reload up. They do want to look for the numbers, but the ops wards will scout them. Double taken away.
Vitali. Does he want to go for it? He's going to go for it.
Is there enough damage, though? There's an IO behind.
Pike turns up. He's in with the Sprout towards Katomi, but Katomi's able to get the 2 of them out of there. So Pure will be safe. Does he have to put the BKB, though, on the way out?
They're going to look to fight this, BetBoom. But
Edge know this. Yeah, Edge is backing off. They're not hanging around trying to find a free IO kill, because it wouldn't have been a free IO kill, because indeed they were setting it up, and yeah, Edge, they're not going to fall for that.
I mean, they're starting to feel pretty confident with these moves.
They just needed a bit of warming up here, Edge, in Game 1 and the start of Game 2. They've warmed up now. They're ready to play.
And they are now, you know, getting these BKBs forced from Pure 2 different times. It's down to 7 seconds already. 60 seconds, he won't have it. They could look to set up on him if he's isolated. BetBoom, though, they're smoking up. They want to look for the fight. There's no epicenter. That's the thing that they fear the most. Oh, yeah, no splitter, too, actually. I didn't notice that. 50 seconds on that, too. Okay, they're hunting Yadomi. They want to go for a bigger target. They saw him killing the ward.
They'll settle for him.
Quick and easy kill.
They'll start swinging around over towards the mid as well, BetBoom.
Okay, and Pure is feeling like he does want to have this blink now at this point, just to be able to get to that backline, get on top of the NP or the Sanking in particular.
Yeah, it just means that he can kind of hold off on the BKB usage for a little longer in the team fights, right? Because otherwise he's having to try walk through the calling, for the chakrams, for the sandstorms, the burrow strikes.
He's going to need some force staffs, I feel. I'm like checking. Yeah. IO usually doesn't like to build it, so you're going to just have to rely on Lion to get that force, so... Save is pretty close to it, but does feel like they need a little bit of extra mobility to get Pure in and out of these fights now at this point. PP, the Ags is done. So now very unlikely that he does get brought down in that next fight if he is able to get that reactive armor off. Probably going to see some nullifiers queued up soon as well on the side of BetBoom. Tormentor's up. Edge. They want to contest it. They've got
coming over.
He's at the ready with a fresh veil.
Do they want to jump the bristle? He's got blade mail, he's got pipe. He's pretty tanky, Miro.
They turn him around.
They're going to go straight for him. Katomi comes in with the tether. Kismiro fine for now. Now the turn with the boat and the finger onto Vitaly. He's blown up. They'll look for more. Michael's going to be able to TP out with the Pierce the Veil.
Ooh, that is not how you want things to start for Edge. Vitaly.
It was always going to be risky. Going on the bristle. I mean, maybe if the IO wasn't there, they have a chance of bursting, but even still then, it's not an easy target.
Yeah, I think they probably were saying, hey, we can turn him around with the dead shot, because they did, right? They made him face their direction, but it's...
Yeah.
He's too tame.
I mean, they obviously had the chance to click him as well, but that was the first time he had the pipe. Like, he just finished the pipe.
I don't think Vitaly can do these type of plays where he blinks stuns, though. I think he has to just wait for the big epicenters in all of these situations. It's too dangerous for if he just jumps in, he can just die 100-0 versus the Slardar. I feel like the Sanking is the most important still at this point on the side of Edge. Especially if he's able to finish this Shivas. It is very good this game versus the IO. Is that pure with his blink? It is.
I might start to go for something again here, Edge. They're grouped up around the Roche.
They have the Epi at the ready. They definitely don't want to give anything for free at this point. Tough Nemesis Curse for Pyke. Very good pickup versus this minus armor. He can join every fight now in this Nature's Prophet. With this BKB, with the Mjolnir and Hurricane Pyke, he's got multiple ways to protect himself. They're under a ward. I don't think they saw that. BetBoom. Miro is standing under it completely here. See if Edge wants to use that information to do something. They are going to try. They see Miro, but he knows now. The Wrath of Nature hits. They gave it away. Well, that was a bit of a miss up there.
Yeah, they're not going to catch him by surprise now.
No. It happens, you know. Carry players just wanting to farm.
had to farm that creep wave on the other side of the map or something. Oh, whoops, gave up the vision.
Because it looked like his team was smoking to set up for a fight.
I think they were ready to go up there, yeah.
The Wrath of Nature just reveals it, the ward. Oh, well, it happens. And now BetBoom, they're going to smoke themselves with the ward that they have, and they're potentially going to get a pick off.
You know, maybe Pyke was just making the executive decision that he didn't want his team to go, and he's like, no, you're not doing that.
Vitaly, they see him.
And they're on him. Straight away with the crush, the finger, the burst, the control.
They've got him. 50 seconds, they can go for the Roche. That's more than enough time for this lineup to kill it. Can Edge push them off of it? They're going to get the Shrine of Wisdom, so Yodomi at least makes that nice move to take away that, but yeah, the Roche. Unlikely that they can contest. Can he at least stop to slow them down?
Let's have a look. Is Yodomi going to be able to mess with them a little bit? Slows them down a little.
They see the Spirit and they're like, wait. All right, now we can go back in. The dream pick off for BetBoom, finding that Sand King. Miro in the mid lane.
I mean, they're going in on the mid.
He's a little alone. The IO is near Katomi.
They'll stomp on him.
He's got relocate at the ready.
Sprout as well, into the silence. He just gets destroyed. Caught in the edge of the cooling as well there.
My God, the damage he took at the end there. I mean, the deconstruction, right? The ET standing on top of him, the damage just starts to accelerate so fast. Katomi was waiting too. He's like, I got you. Oh, you're dead.
Yeah, some of the rest of BetBoom were coming in as well. They're like, is this a thing?
Oh, it's just all the pure actually that did it. Okay, I thought it was the amp up, but either way, it was just pure damage from PP. Yeah, Katomi, he has a greater healing Lotus too. So he was like waiting for the opportunity.
Maybe.
And then, boom, gone. So unable to get that. 30 seconds, no bristle, Edge.
They're going for more.
Pick.
Seeing if they can find down here on the bottom side of things. Vitaly's in. Pure will jump across. He has to BKB and play it safe here, Pure. He'll start to back away. Katomi will fall.
Off the mark again with the stun.
Edge, they did a good job of this, you know, previously where they get one sort of favorable action, and then they immediately try and turn it into something else.
And it feels like they're constantly aware of the positioning of the eye on the Slardar, right? Because it's been like 3 times that they've been able to get that pick off and then look for that eye on Slardar immediately afterwards. Pretty cool stuff. I think that's the Shiva's done now for Vitaly. As you said, very good Shiva's game versus the IO. I want a shield rune now, too, for PP. Going for that AC next on Pyke since he's versus all this minus armor. I mean, this game is... It's up in the air for either side.
No, absolutely.
So 3 minutes on the A just for Pure.
Some sloppy moments, really, from BetBoom.
Yep.
We weren't really seeing from them in game 1. And that's given the chance here for Edge to absolutely strike back and hold this game in a pretty close spot right now. After what was not an easy start.
They've got level 18 on Vitaly, too. So he's got the level 3 Epicenter. Same for PP. He's got level 3 Chakram. And the team fight potential for Edge is always going to be there with this ET and Sand King. For BetBoom, as you said, still 2 minutes left on that Aegis. BKB is coming back up for Pure. See if they want to look for a fight. Try to force something with this Aegis. Do they still have any of these deep wards down? Don't believe so. PP. He's right on top.
They jump. They find the IO straight away. They're in with a burst.
Good read. PP, no way that you can go for him. He has a shield rune plus that Aghanim's instant punish onto Katomi.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And GPK, yep. Someone has to go for it, so we'll be queuing up that nullifier at some point. Pure? Ooh.
Very close.
Split second off. He would have just been able to BKB TP afterwards, but either way, you could have probably forced that BKB if you connect that stun there. A nice try. Level 20 has been hit. 21 now on Pyke, starting to get toward those dangerous territories. And this AC is gonna do work for him and his whole team. He's up to 36 armor now on this Nature's Prophet versus the physical damage. Jump, Michael.
Nope. I'll get the ult off.
Almost dies instantly.
They might be able to get out.
There's another.
Oh,
He's grabbed up.
Dragged back by the harpoon. He will fall. Nearly.
Nice try. Wicked sick for GPK. Still yet to die. Definitely seen a little bit of sloppiness from Pure, but GPK, he's been keeping it very comfortable for himself. He's also level 21 still. Matching that of the Nature's Prophet. Miero will be able to get away. 40 seconds on Aegis, but BetBoom can't really force the issue for it.
No, they didn't really get a lot done with this Aegis.
No, it's just an Aegis.
Not at all.
These team fights are going to be quite wild. GPK, Pure, they're trying to walk in. They still have this Aegis, trying to use it.
Pure tries to make the jump, but already it's going to be GPK that gets close upon him. Be able to get the BKB off and the Earth Splitter.
PP's just gone.
PP just torn apart. That's Vitaly. He'll now be focused, tries to burrow stroke away, but he's caught in the secret shop, dragged back out of it by Pure's harpoon.
He didn't get the reactive off. He just gets stunned and completely annihilated. My God, that damage he took. Look at the death summary. He died in literally 1 second. 1,500 from Slardar and 1,000 from Kunkka.
Dude, it looked that much. I thought, because in my head I was like, the splitter hit him, but no, of course that was his teammate trying to help. Didn't really do anything in return.
He didn't get the Ags off, right? So they just completely just destroy him.
It just, yeah, he died. He got like hit the same point the splitter went off. It looked like his team splitter because he died that quickly.
I mean, this physical damage, it's overwhelming. It's just too much. Even with the armor that they've been able to build up on some of these heroes.
Got to turn that friendly fire off.
Holy shit. Tower, tier 2. BetBoom starting to get big momentum here. That was a usage of the Aegis. You know, they still had 30 seconds on it, so they actually do get something out of the end of it there.
They do. Yep. Those last few moments, they get the tier 2.
Yep.
And back to an 8K lead.
Back to that comfortable spot. They've found Vitaly now multiple times, right? 4 times, or it feels like 3 or 4 times now in a row, where he hasn't been able to get a good epi connection.
Yeah, he did have that good kind of entrance into the mid game where he was making those solid plays, but started to come to an end.
Yeah, they're starting to I mean, BetBoom's just starting to get the cleaner initiations and cleaner stuns to disable these heroes before they get their spells off. In particular, PP and Vitaly.
Oh, save.
Save.
He's just going to find Pike. Well, that's quite the catch there for him.
And Vitaly.
He's tried to jump in to help out, but Pike's already
just
dead.
died too. Vitaly, he's a bit tanky.
He's trying to run.
Splitter. Will bail him out, but Miro is here. He's chasing.
He's diving in.
He wants him.
He's going past the tier 3. He's going to get him. Vitaly's dead. Yadomi's gone.
Oh my god, they're all dead in an instant. All right, well, that just might be it, Owen. They don't have creeps, so they can't actually push toward that high ground, but my goodness, they just walked through them.
Well, they definitely had some moments of hope this game.
They did.
Edge.
Absolutely.
But BetBoom coming, slapping them back down.
A little bit of a reality check, right? They're like, well, we were kind of throwing a little bit. You guys did take advantage of it, but back to business for us. Banners down. Definitely Raxes that are looking to fall here. PP. That's the Blink Dagger to look for a jump play. Pure. Already looking to drag that next wave, kill it off instantly. They're respawning. But man, what a hit. It was a 4K lead about, what, 5 minutes ago?
Yeah, for quite a while.
16,000 gold lead.
That's off one there.
Yeah, it started to really get quite difficult when BetBoom started to play more stable.
And just a pretty brutal way for that play to start, really, with them finding Pike like that.
And they just kind of...
You find this nature's probably the top net worth, right? You're just able to delete him like that. It's going to be a tough fight.
And then Vitaly, he kind of handed himself to them, right?
Yeah.
Blink stun. I mean, he didn't really think that Miro was going to chase him to the tier 4s, but he did blink stun into a Slardar, which is always a risk.
Now we go the late game Battle Fury.
He needs it for the Sprout.
Get himself out the trees.
Does he, though? He needs it, why not?
Is it with the BKB? The buyback's going to come out here from Yadomi.
Epi being revved.
Vitaly, can he find the jump? No, he's going to hold back on it. Doesn't want to go for it yet. X marks onto PP. Vitaly, considering his options.
He got cleaved.
He's going to get it. It's two-man burst striking onto GPK and Miro, but he's just dying himself. The BKB's come out. GPK and Miro perfectly fine. Pure dive in the tier 4s on top of Yadomi. It's a dive back on him. Triple kill for Pure. He's ready to look for more. Ultra kill for Pure. He's looking for the rampage. He's not going to get it though. Gets cut down. And in fact, with the buybacks, maybe Edge can punish BetBoom here. They turn towards Miro. Double kill for PP. The buybacks here does cost them the triple buybacks, but it will keep the game going.
BetBoom does it again. Just wants to get kills when they don't really need it. But now, the overchase from Edge.
Let's see what happens here. Pike.
GPK, he's beating on him.
He's going to get caught by the X mark here, Pike. Dragged back into the Torrent.
I mean, GPK.
I mean, the high toss will hold back GPK, but the stun comes in for save, and that's going to be him out. Pike's gone. No buyback available on him. Michael will get pierced to fail off. Could he shoot down these two? No, he can't.
GPK
He's dead.
it.
PP left alone. Will manage to find save with the chakram, but can he deal with GPK?
Look at this Kunkka, satanic. He's just going to stand his ground. GPK, the monster.
Vitaly's going to be back in 10 seconds.
He's boating him, but GPK doesn't care.
I think he might need to care when the Sanking's back up.
He's out.
Yeah, he'll TP out now. He'll respect the fact that Vitaly's back in. Katomi also able to get away.
GPK's having a treat. He's the one who's playing. He's having a flawless performance this game. Literally playing perfect.
That's true.
Pure being a little reckless, same thing for Miro. But
I mean, you can't blame him. That when you get an ultra kill like that, you got to try for the rampage. Ain't nobody backing off after an ultra kill.
True, I don't blame him. But do get punished slightly there by the buybacks.
They do. They keep the game going here, Edge.
Yep, they'll extend it a couple more minutes. GPK, though. Love his build. Love that he went for the Battle Fury at the end of it all. The cleave is pretty devastating.
Yeah, if you're within that sort of cone of getting hit by the Battle Fury cleave as well as the Tidebringer cleave, it hurts.
He's 25 now.
Yeah, with the
this
Talon.
damage is nothing to scoff at. And he's got to go Daedalus.
I was going to say, I hope he does.
Yeah.
Get that Daedalus in. Get that stinky BKB out.
I mean, look at his. He's got a little cheeky smile going on there. I see it on.
Well, what is he getting out actually? He's just getting rid of the phase boots. How do you fit the Daedalus in?
Yeah,
because you don't want to get rid of the Battle Fury.
No. You have to just get rid of your boots.
Just get rid of your boots.
Yeah, that's great.
I think you sell the BKB.
Yeah, that's the boots. Hex picked up. PP will be able to at least acquire Summit more. After that reckless dive, of course, from Pure. Pure, hoping to grab that Aegis. He's also now hit 25. He does not take the Corrosive Haze Undispellable.
That's one of the crazier talents in the game.
One of the best ones, but he feels like he just wants to have multi-crushes because he's got the Aghanims build. He just wants to have the puddles everywhere.
And he's going to go Octarine afterwards, so
he wants to
really lead into the crush spam.
Yeah, you just crush. Sure, why not? He's been experimenting this game.
I mean, I think, yeah, back at this point now, they're, BetBoom's back in the chilling out zone. They're like, well, we're probably going to wrap this one up, so let's try some stuff out. Hence the Daedalus Battle Fury coming in for fun, and indeed going for the talent that I'd imagine, I don't know the stats, but I imagine it's very rarely taken. Unless you're indeed trying to do some Octarine meme build.
I would feel like it's like a 90-10 one.
Right? I would imagine so.
Because the Undispellable one is just so insane.
It's just, yeah, it's crazy.
Doesn't feel like he needs it, though, because I don't know if they even have any Dispels, right? That's what I've been kind of looking for.
That's true.
They have BKB,
I guess if
but
they're
they
not
have no
dispelling it
Lotuses
anyway.
there, so, yeah.
Yep, that's fair.
Yep.
Dire's middle tower.
They're looking for a kill, trying to find somebody over here. Sure. Can't quite. But he does now have the Octarine.
There we go. So what's the cooldown looking like on the crush?
3 seconds. So you can pretty much just perma. You can just keep spamming it, essentially. Very balanced. And he did get Ogre Seal Totem, so I do have to always point these out. They got Ogre Seal Totem on Miro, Ogre Seal Totem on Pure, so they'll be able to get themselves out of those sprouts. Of course, one of the best neutral items in the game still. What's Pyke queuing up? Still not 25. I keep tabbing over to check for him. He's still not there. PB either. He is level 24, close to his 25. They have good burst potential if they get these type of stunts and connections, but it's just they're playing into this Aegis cheese. So many different overwhelming ways to save each other on the side of BetBoom in comparison to theirs. And they are tanky at the end of the day still at BetBoom, even if there is a lot of percentage damage between the ET and the Timbersaw. Pyke trying to farm up this level 25.
Dire are scanning.
And I think Save is understanding how he's probably going to play and just look to be on the opposite side. Save buys Boots of Travel, if I saw that correctly. So he's looking to probably hunt this Nature's Prophet to set up for those relocate ganks on the side lanes. I believe they are delivered now. So Save's got those up. And Pyke is half a level at 1,000 XP until he's got 25.
There we go. Going to be ready to dive, Pure. Seeing what he can find.
Their damage has boosted a lot. 25 on Miro. He's got the Warpath damage now, too. This tower's going to die very fast.
Yep. Not getting the catch here, but just bullying back edge.
He's just dropping the puddles. Tons of puddles up in the front line. He's super tanky underneath those.
That's bottom racks. Pretty much gone. Pure's going to be able to get the jump onto Michael. Well, the ult's out. They get the sprout onto Miro, but he's able to bounce away with the seal totem.
PB. He's looking for the backline. He wants to try to burst one of these supports. He's going to go for it.
He's going to try.
But they're healed.
Can they finish off Save? He's caught in the sprout. They'll get him. They'll kill Save off. The boat comes in over towards PP, but PP and Pyke still fighting pretty fit here. The BKB out finally comes to an end. PP. He's dead. Triple kill for Pure. They don't have the buybacks this time. Pyke will TP out, but he's the last man left standing on edge. Everybody else is dead.
They're just too strong at this point. All 3 cores are, absolute monsters. They bring down Save, but he's got Boots of Travel buyback. He comes back in an instant. And that looks like it should just be it. Pyke, he cannot do anything on his own.
Let's see what he can. He's going to try.
He's dead.
He's dead. Well, he's got a buyback. He's going to try again.
They're going to dive him. I think they're going to found dive.
Oh, here we come.
It's coming.
Pure's going to die.
He's got Aegis.
Okay.
Get in there, Miro. Give him your back.
They want to get him. They'll get him. Pure's able to finish him off in the fountain.
Buys a Ghost Scepter. He'll be all right.
5 seconds, they're going to have the supports back up. But the Ancient probably going to be dead by then. As BetBoom look to close it up. They want to get some more kills. Why not? In they go with the jump stun onto the 2 of them. Yodomi's out. The Ancient falls. BetBoom.